Thank you, Your Worship. Mr. Chairman, Madam Mayor, other distinguished members of the Chaguanas Mayor Corporation, members of the Executive Committee of the Congress of the People, members of other political parties here present, ladies and gentlemen, I have no intention this morning of trading any insults with Mr. Orlando Nakasa, our Deputy Mayor. Absolutely none. But I will do so on Wednesday in Tunapuna at a public meeting. Because this is not the place for that. What I hope he has learned here this morning, however, is that elections are not a bad thing. And therefore possibly he will help me to go back to the political party of which he and I are members, to prevail upon them to hold internal party elections, which they have not held for the last 5 years. Possibly this morning's demonstration, in some way, will be a lesson to those who believe that elections should not be held in the UNC. And therefore, in many ways, whether of course we like it or not, we saw this morning democracy at work. I thank all of you for that. It is a pleasure for me to extend congratulations to you, Your Worship, Madam Mayor Natasha Navis, on this significant victory, which marks the dawn of a new era in the borough of Chaguanas. I want you to understand, a young lady 30 years old came to Chaguanas Borough Corporation and became the mayor of Chaguanas, and the existing deputy mayor was re-elected contrary to all odds. But what it does prove, for me, and that's why it's a new era, is that the people of Chaguanas, and particularly the councillors, were not so much against the deputy mayor, they were against the mayor of Chaguanas. And they could talk as long as they want, and they could quote scripture from "Now to thy kingdom come." They could play priest and parson. They could do what they want. At the end of the day, the voice of the people is the voice of God. And today is significant because it marks the coming of age of those entrusted with power, who have recognized the importance of providing service and quality leadership for those who elected them to serve. This era is definitely a significant one, because it will be remembered, particularly for the shifts in power, which gave to global and local communities strength, belief, and hope that we all can make a difference in the lives of our people. Her Worship's victory this morning must be seen against the backdrop of President Obama's. A few decades ago, what President Obama achieved in the US was virtually impossible. It was virtually impossible. No one would have thought a few decades ago that an African American would have entered the highest portals of power and bring hope to the world with a message of change. Similarly, a few decades ago, it was inconceivable that an East Indian woman would wear a mayoral chain in a predominantly East Indian community from a platform for change that has begun to excite the people of her purchases and to give them new hope. And they could take that and carry it to the bank.
All right.
Madam Mayor, you might well be the youngest female mayor in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, 30 years old. And it is that youth that you possess that drives us to believe that you have the vision to serve this borough today. Note, I say today, not tomorrow. Tonight, I leave for the USA, where at 2 p.m. on Monday, I will have an audience with the most powerful man on planet Earth, President Barack Obama. And that is why, regretfully, I will have to miss the NATEX meeting this afternoon at 3NZ, where I pledge to go, where I want to go, and where I will go on my return. So I have to miss it today, and I apologize to all of you in the media who would have lined up there this afternoon to see me enter those halls. I'll be back. But the important point I want to make this morning, and to you, Madam Mayor especially, that I will take greetings on your behalf to President Obama on Monday. I would say to you, Madam Mayor, I would be able to tell him that in this struggle for change in Trinidad and Tobago, you played a pivotal part this morning. President Obama said, and I quote President Obama, I repeat, who I will see on Monday at 2 p.m. at the White House, just after a tour of the White House. President Obama said, I quote him, change will not come, Mr. Orlando, change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we have been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. In you, Madam Mayor, you are the change we all have been waiting for. And thank God you are the change we received this morning. Let me make it absolutely clear that no one has any divine right to office. No one has any divine right to office. Neither Mr. Manning as Prime Minister, neither Mr. Pandey as leader of the opposition or political leader of the UNC. No one. And especially the office of Mayor of the Borough of Chaguanas. And therefore, Madam, Your Worship, your ascendancy to the Mayor's office today has merely reinforced that fact that no one has a divine right to office. Madam Mayor, your ascendancy has signaled that those in power must take into consideration the people who elected them to office. Madam Mayor, your mercurial rise is a clear indicator that those who fail to follow the wishes of the people who elect them will eventually fail. I am extremely happy this morning because I envision a borough that will be concerned about the people living in the burgesses. A borough that will ensure that our market vendors are happy, that our garbage is collected, that government services are provided in a clean and healthy environment, that the police and magistrates will work in conditions that are totally acceptable, that our roads will be fixed, whether by government, Mr. Lando, or by me. It makes no difference. It makes no difference. Fix the damn roads. You come here to insult. I insult anybody. Wednesday I'll do that. Our roads will be fixed. Our recreation fields will be upgraded and our drains repaired and cleaned. Madam Mayor, today you give us hope. No, you give us life. This is the dream of the Platform for Change. Disregard those who talk about deals when things do not go their way. For even as I speak to you this moment, this very moment,